Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what today is, Monday Morning Chats. What's up? And I'm Sakina, aka Sak. I hope that you guys had a good weekend. It is Memorial Day, and so I would like to acknowledge those that have served that are no longer here. Thank you so much for your service. I appreciate it. But I had a good weekend. I had a good week. I was overwhelmed, but overall I had a good week. I got a chance to do some fun stuff. Went to Dave & Buster's, played some basketball, and I love playing basketball at Dave & Buster's. I got a chance to play some air hockey. It was very nostalgic because when I was growing up, in my house, one of our old houses, it was a really nice sized house, and we had 10 acres of land. We had chickens, we had horses, and we had this big game room in our house. And so our house, we had a pool table, we had air hockey. I believe we had like a little basketball game, and we had some other games. And so growing up, we would have friends just come over and we would just have fun. So air hockey is something that I'm really good at, what most people don't know, but that's because I grew up with an air hockey table and we had a game room. So I did that. This past weekend, I did a 60th birthday party for my mother. It was a 70s theme party, and I've been planning it since, I want to say, the end of February of this year, and it was a lot. Money was spent, but it was worth it. It was worth it, and it was good to see family that travel near and far to be there. We had so much food, and family definitely stepped up and helped. Even though I spent a lot, there was family that just stepped up and just helped, and I was just so thankful for it, just super thankful for it. But I told one of my friends, like my best friend, this is my best friend, that's like my go-to person, and I was telling my best friend, like, hey, anytime I plan something, for those that don't know, I am the host that does the most. So I love hosting things, and I actually do love planning parties for people, but I gotta really, really, really like you to do a party for you because it's my time and it's my money. So if I really like you, I'm gonna throw you a party. So here's something about me that I've noticed about myself, that I know that although I love to host and I love to do things and bring family together, whether it is a cookout or a birthday party, I do get overwhelmed, right? I get overwhelmed because I want everything to go as planned. So anytime that when I have a vision for a party, now I'm not really like the decorator person, but I can get the decoration and delegate and say, hey, if you're willing to help me, this is what I need you to do. But as far as food, like I know like how much food should be made. If I have to make everything, I know how much I should spend. I know like how many salads we should have, different sides of meats. And if I know like I have friends or family members that don't eat meat, like, hey, okay, this is what they can eat. So I just make sure that when I have a menu, I take everybody into consideration. So I told my best friend, I was like, hey, you know that I'm getting this party together. And one thing about my best friend, he knows like, yeah, you're overwhelmed. Would you like to go get a drink? And I was like, yeah. So we went out, got a drink. I love tequila, so I had a strawberry margarita. Love strawberry margaritas. And it was just great. Like, I was telling him about the party, and then we just talked about just catching up, because we had not, like, got a chance to catch up in a while. And I truly believe, and I say this over and over again, it's important to have really good friends. It's important to have friends that really have your best interests. It's good to have friends that know how you feeling without you even expressing it to them. Like, this is a friend that that can pick up from a text message like, nah, Sakina, you're not okay. I'm about to call you right now. And this person is super busy, but he'll say, no, something is wrong. And that's what we do to each other. And that's what I do for all my friends. I'm like, you don't sound right. I'm going to put my work to the side and we need to talk, right? We need to talk. But yeah, that was it. And yesterday, Sunday, I went to the Ligonor Wine Fest in Mount Airy, Maryland. And I've been a few times and it was fun. I got a chance to take my mom and my aunt. They never went and it was so much fun. We had a ball. So just imagine the party, not coming home until like 12 something in the morning and then waking up early Sunday to go to Mount Airy, Maryland. And we rented out a charter bus. So it was like 50 of us that all came. My cousins, aunts, friends. And it was just a good time. It was a really good time. So definitely enjoyed it. I can't wait to do it again. But I wanted to talk about a few things. So I was getting my car serviced Thursday. Friday. Getting my car service, and I was talking to one of my aunts, and we have like these. When I talk to her, the conversations get a little deep, and we were talking about her daughter. No, we were talking about. At first, we talked about relationships, and then we talked about how men can have mommy issues, women can have mommy issues too, right? So we talked about that. But the thing that I really respected that she said, she said, I told my kids that when they have kids, I want them to think about what type of parent they want to be. Most times we think about what we don't want to be instead of thinking about who we want to become, right? We focus on what we're not going to do, but let's focus on who we want to become. And she told her kids, I want you to think about everything that I have done as a parent. And I want you to think about things that you did not like. And make sure you do something better when it comes time for you to have your own kids. And she shared this with her children. And she also said there was a lot of things I didn't get right. And that takes a lot for a parent to say that, right? It takes a lot. She said there was a lot of things I didn't know and a lot of things that I messed up on. And then I told her, I said, I have a dog. Her name is Chloe. And I started talking to her about having a dog and what it's teaching me. So if I had to label this before I begin, I will label this as think about the life that you want and are you moving towards it? And then this idea of having a soft life. So I have a dog. I had her for over a month now. And I honestly believe having a puppy is harder than having a newborn. It's so hard because you're dealing with an animal that can't really understand. They can't communicate as much besides barking. They understand maybe one words here and there, but you can't really have a full conversation with them. And you have to train them. Just like you train a kid how to potty train. You have to train them on so much stuff. And it is a lot. It's a lot. So I was telling her about what my dog was teaching me. And I was like, it's a lot. So I told my friends, Chloe had training. I hired a trainer. And my trainer came this past Thursday. And so I'm watching the trainer like do certain things with Chloe. And I'm like, wow. I never thought about that, right? Just looking at how she was, like, how he was doing certain things with Chloe. And Chloe was, like, being very attentive. And I just kept looking like, wow, like, I did research on this, but I didn't do it like my trainer. So prior to me getting the dog and why I had the dog, I would do a lot of research about How do you care for a cockapoo? What are some foods that they should eat, should not eat? When I had Chloe, within the first week, I took her to the vet. I already had her shot records, but I just wanted to just double check just to make sure if there's anything else I need to do, because I'm new at this. And I did all this research. I would look at different videos on YouTube. And I told my aunt, I said, what I wanted to do, I wanted to get it right. And my friends laughed at me like, why did you hire a trainer? Like, you could have trained this dog yourself. And they was like, they just laughed at me and thought it was hilarious. And for me, I said, well, you're right. I said, there's some things that I've been working on by myself without my trainer, but I'm at a point in my life where I will pay for a service or I will pay for something to make my life better. And I remember telling myself prior to me accepting Chloe as a gift, I said I wanted to get it right. Now, when I first moved into my house, I tried to be this plant mom and I failed. I would say I was unsuccessful. I would get a lot of peace lilies, and I love peace lilies. Like, I would buy them a lot, and they just kept dying, right? And I found myself buying them like every other month. And when my aunt died, I took one of the peace lilies at her memorial service, kept it for almost 2 years, and I disposed of it this year. But it was just like losing its leaves, and I was like, there's no way it's going to like come back to its normal form than when I first got it. And I said, you know what? Maybe this is not something that I'm good at. I like plants. I love them. But maybe I'm not good at this. Now, I can take care of flowers. Like, I love flowers. I can take care of flowers. But when I decided to take on having a dog, I said, God, I just want to get this right. Right? I will pay someone to help me because there's things that I don't know. And that's where I'm at in my life, that I would pay for something to make me better. So the training helped. I pay for Chloe to get dog training. That helps. I pay for therapy, right? Even though my insurance covered, there's still a copay that I pay for because I want my life to be better. Now, I had all this stuff I had to do this week, and I called my cleaning lady. Now, I love to clean. Like, I'm super domestic. I love to clean. Like, getting up Saturday early morning and just cleaning, scrubbing the floors, scrubbing the walls, and just sleeping. I enjoy it, right? I enjoy it. However, I was super tired and I had so much to do. I had to get more things for the party. And I reached out to my cleaning lady and said, hey, I need your help. And when I say those 4 hours freed me up to do other stuff, it was what I needed. And so I'm willing to pay for a service that's going to help me. Like, I tell my friends all the time that at this point that, like, I desire marriage and that's what I've been praying for. But I was like, I don't want a big wedding. I'd rather have a backyard wedding. And that is actually a thing. And I have an idea how I want to decorate it. I don't want a lot of people there. I don't want to be the person that's inviting people that I haven't seen in 10 years. No, we don't stay in communication. You're not coming to the wedding. But I will pay for like a couples retreat compared to paying for a big wedding. Because a couples retreat, the goal is to better the marriage. I will pay for those things because the goal is for the betterment of myself. And if I get married, the betterment of the marriage. So I'm at this point where I would pay for something that's going to make me better, right? I would pay for something that's going to make me better. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of life do you want? And are you heading in that direction? Do you have people that surround you that can help you get there? Are you willing to pay for a service, or do you have the funds to actually do that? To pay for a service for someone to help you? And the one thing I've learned about this, having this soft girl era, honestly, I think it's about being feminine, being gentle with yourself, but also not being afraid to ask for help. I found myself that when I moved into my house 4 years ago, it was a game changer for me, because when I lived in an apartment, I can call maintenance and they can help. But when you are a homeowner, there's no maintenance. So you have to either do it yourself, call someone, or hire someone. And I got to the point now, just simple things that, yeah, can I probably do if I take the time? Yes, but I'd rather call someone that's good at it to help me. So it's okay to ask for help. And I think that soft girl era is just like being okay within yourself and loving who you are and knowing that there's some things you just can't do. And you should just be okay with that. There's a clip on Instagram by Sarah Jakes Roberts. And it was about being vulnerable. And she was preaching, and she just like took off her wig, like wiped her makeup off, and like just took the earrings off, and so she could be her raw, authentic self. And women in the audience were like taking their wig off, like snatching their wig off, taking their earrings off, and they were just being in their raw, present self. And the question is, are you comfortable with who you see when you look in the mirror when you first wake up? This is me. I don't have no makeup on. I don't have nothing in my hair. This is my hair. It needs to be done. I don't have any extensions on my eyelashes. I don't have none of those things. This is me. And honestly, I feel comfortable. Last year, I want to say April of last year, I used to find myself like getting ready for work, and like I purchased, let's see, where's mine? I would wear this. It's like a concealer. And I would put some concealer on, some makeup. I had like a 7-minute makeup routine before I started my day. And it included like some concealer, some blush, some eyeliner, some mascara. And I was like, hey, I am on my way. And then I got to the point where I realized, hey, I don't really need that. Now, it's okay to get made up and look nice for certain occasions, but I got to the point, starting in April last year, that I just really, just stopped. And I just felt really comfortable in my own skin. And so the question is, are you comfortable in your own skin? And if not, when would you get there? When would you get there? That's all I have for today. It's Monday, so all the dope men out there, I just want you to know that you are amazing, you are great, you're phenomenal, and I hope that you create safe spaces for yourself. I hope that when you look in the mirror, you love the person that you see, and also love the person that you will become. And for everybody else, I pray the same for you. I hope that you have a great Monday. I hope that you're able to go to some cookouts. And I hope that you just have a great day and just have a fantastic week. Take care, guys. Bye.